Hello and welcome to all the listeners. Myself Simran Chauhan. In this presentation, I will analyze the military and strategic cooperation between India and US. I must say that most of you know very well about the significance of US in international relations. So from this point of view, you will find this presentations very important. But here we will know how our military capabilities improve from US. So my focus will be on naval cooperation, which is relevant and significant in terms of Indo-Pacific and Quad partnership, and also try to give a brief look into a Baker Agreement, which was held during the presidency of Trump. So, India US bilateral relations have developed into a global strategic partnership based on shared democratic values and increasing convergence of interests on bilateral, regional, and global issues. Their cooperation enhanced under the motto Chale Saath Saath, Forward Together We Go. And the Indo-US defense ties have been on an upswing in the last few years. In June 2016, the US had designated India a major defense partner. There are many expeditions which are conducted between India and US, in which Vajra Prahar, Yuddha Abhyas, and Malabar multilateral exercises are the major ones. This year, the 17th edition of the exercise Yuddha Abhyas was conducted at Joint Base Alamand Richardson in Alaska from October 15 to 29 in 2021. And besides these, other military exercises like passes, Indian naval ships joined the maritime patrol and other aircraft to participate in a passes exercise, or it also known by the name of PASEX, with the US Navy's Ronald Reagan Carrier Strike Group during its transit through Indian Ocean region. And the other important military expedition between India and US you can see in the image. Now, according to SIPRI, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, India's arms imports down by 33%. US, the world's largest arms exporter, saw its exports rise. But US not come under India's top third arms suppliers during 2016-20. It was other than US. It was Russia, France, and Israel. And when we talk about the weapons, the most US weapons used by India, you all can also see in the picture from the IAF C-17 heavy lifters, Apache attack helicopter, and C-130J special operations aircraft to the India's Navy P-8I surveillance aircraft and the Indian Army's M77 ultralight howitzer. These weapons and systems are playing a crucial role in strengthening the Indian military's deployments. And now, when we talk about the defense and security pacts between India and US, there are four important agreements, and the importance of these four agreements and for these agreements and what does it mean for us. So let's look into this. These are the four foundational agreements which were to be signed, and now they all have been signed. The first one was the GSO-MIA, which means General Security of Military Information Agreement, which was signed in 2002. And then was signed the LEMOA, Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement, which was signed in 2016, and that is the time we also became major defense partner with the US. The US signed that. The US also signed that. In 2018, we signed Comcasa, Communication Compatibility and Security Agreement, and now we have signed the Baker, the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement in 2020. So after these agreement have been signed, we and US has become a strategic partner. You know all these short of agreement has given as to us. Now we can as well as Baker is concerned first. Let me clear that. By signing a Baker, you can get a geospatial map information which will able to give you a classified information of satellite and sensor. These this improves your accuracy of your missiles and intercontrol ballistic missile. Therefore, what it says is that by having these sign, now our potential of and capability of hitting our target have increased manifold. This is the strength of the Baker, and this classified information, which is either through satellite or sensor, is not said by USA to a country other than NATO, but we are lucky one to sign it. This is a game, therefore this is a game changer. It's a fourth multiplier with Baker comes. And now when we look into the COMCASA, which means Communication, Compatibility and Security Agreement, which we signed in 2018, again it gives us a sort of communication system which is a foolproof and both the countries can utilize each other. These thing or ships or aircraft we have taken number of platforms from US. There are basically C-17 or I-3J, Hercules, then Chinook helicopter, Apache. We need a interoperability and communication network. So this has COMCASA is a secure communication between India and US that is also not shared by many. Then in 2016 it was LEMOA, means Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement. This gives us a facility. Both these countries can utilize the port facility of each other. We can be there, repair, maintenance and even refueling capability in the Indo-Pacific region. That was a very important thing, and the first hour which we signed in 2002 that was GSOMIA, means General Security of Military Information. It was realized that it was basically every time it was realized that whatever the US is sharing with us, how secure the information is. I hope that information is not passed to countries which are not the friend of us. This was very important. Understanding was reached between US and India, and this because a foundation of the foundational agreement, and afterwards they realizes that India is a strategic partner, India is a dependent partner, India is a reliable partner, and that's why these four in series have been signed on after the other. Now by signing these last one, the Baker, it is a game changer because it improves our accuracy to a quite extent. Now for example, let's say if there is a war between India and China, the accuracy of these weapon system and platform will be of a manifold. That is what it is, and you will be able to get information about Chinese Navy submarines operating in Indo-Pacific Ocean. The information artificial intelligence and also the surveillance capability has increased manifold by signing the Baker. Now let's come into the India-US Naval Cooperation. When we talk about the India-US Naval Cooperation, definitely the name of Malabar exercise comes in our mind. So when we talk about the Malabar exercise, Malabar goes back to 1992, and the significance of Malabar was that It was a USA which reached out to India and asked the three services of our country to participate in bilateral exercise. So Navy was the first service to take on this. So Malabar started in 1992 and now it is into its 29th year as bilateral exercises. These exercises establish understanding with each other interoperability. So I think this is a time to sit back and review the whole situation as to where is it Malabar. What has changed is that Malabar has now been expanded to include two more countries from a bilateral. It's become a trilateral and sometime after it will become a quadrilateral. And remarkably, the membership of the Quad and the Malabar is exactly the same for countries. But so I think we need to stand back at this juncture and see where does Malabar Quad, where do they fit into India's larger matrix of international relation, into India's picture of national security, and then go forward, because exercises can go on forever every year. And when I will conclude it, so the point is come here that the ongoing Quad is too good along with Malabar exercises to contain the China's supremacy or China's expansionism in Indian Ocean region. But we have to be very cautious with US and not depend on it fully. We should not forget the lessons which we got during the hard time of India, because USA always used its policy as weaponization to retain its unipolarity. If we go side by side, then it's good. The USA meanwhile was seen as an untrustworthy and unreliable actor. Nor did it help that America was close to India's neighbor and foe, Pakistan. In recent years, however, relations between India and the US have improved. There is no doubt. The most important one is arguably a rising China, which America is seeking to counter and contain by working with other countries, and with India is particular. So, we should think on it. Is USA really seems to a good ally of India to help India to promote a healthy going in Indian Ocean, or it only for showing and its interest were on to threatening China? So first we should clear these questions. People who have written books on India's behavior or American attitude to the past, wanting to still be relevant in the 21st century. So there is a more pragmatic assessment of each other today. According to Samir Saran, the president of the Observer Research Foundation, an Indian think tank, he said that we should not trust the Americans all the time. So we should definitely think on that. Policymakers in New Delhi perceives USA overtures, particularly given the fact that historically America has been seen as a less than reliable partner. So maybe it's also true. And definitely it's true. We have seen many times that America do not behave like a good partner. Way forward, and when I would like to give a way forward about Indo-US strategical Indo-US military cooperation. I think it's time to now count our chips and see where do we stand as far as our national security is concerned. Have we got to offer USA, and what has USA got to offer us? After all, nations look for national interest. I mean, the national interest should be supreme. So according to my point, no country become a great power with the help of anybody. I think it is time for us to take a good hard look at where we stand, and at this moment, the dragon in the room is China. Lastly, I would like to say no relations, either it is strategical or trade, could last long without being good in political relation, which has seen in current steps taken by US against India. US has said that recently there is no provision in the CAATSA that will provide any kind of sanction waiver to India over its S-400 air defense system, which India dealt with the Russia. So, in on this point, India's explanation is that it takes sovereign decisions based on threat perception. But we will look that how this will go on. So, thank you.